welcome to my seated leg and hip strengthening routine. We will use an exercise band. You can use a light, medium, or heavy resistance. I have a medium. And then you can use, ideally if we have like a rolled up towel, a thick towel or blanket for one of the exercises, you can use this for another one, or you can use a folded pillow or a little kind of squishy ball. But if you just have a rolled up thick towel or blanket, that will work for all of them, other than the exercise band ones. You do not have to use an exercise band if you don't have one, okay? So let's start by tying the band around the thighs so it's above the top of the knees here. So we will start with a resisted march. You also cannot use a band at all. Try to sit up tall. I'm at the edge of my seat. My feet are flat against the ground. You can wear shoes if you need a little bit more traction on the ground, or not. So we're working the hip flexors and the core a little bit too. You pull that core in, sitting up nice and tall. If going too high is too much, you can just do a little bit. And again, you can take the resistance away if that's too hard. Try to think about the core here for sure by, not letting the belly sag. You draw those belly muscles in tight. Try not to let the hips wobble around. Put your hands on your hips will help with that. Make sure you breathe in. Couple more. Awesome. Go ahead and now we're going to bring the knees apart and together again. So we're working those outer hips a little bit, which are really important for our stability and strength when we're walking. You can have, if your feet are a little closer together, you'll get a little bit more resistance versus if they're a little further apart. Or you can just kind of have them kind of in between, whatever works, as long as you're feeling those muscles working a little bit. And again, I'm sitting up tall, I'm breathing. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Shake that out. Okay, we don't have weights on our ankles, and you can untie this. I'm just gonna leave it here for now, because now we're working the thigh muscle or the quadricep, and then put it down. So what I did was I just straightened my knee and I'm just holding it up there. So my weight is my foot, okay? It's an isometric hold. So instead of putting a weight on my ankle, which I don't have, I'm just gonna hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If that's too hard, you can hold it for 1 second or 2 seconds. If that's too easy, go ahead and go for 10. If you have ankle weights at home and want to advance this, by all means, you can do that. You could also tie the exercise band around the leg of the chair and have resistance around the ankle there. 9, 8, 7, 6. I'm trying the 10-second hold, see how it feels. 3, 2, 1. Let's try the 10-second hold on this side. 10, 9, just a little challenge for us all. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go back to 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do one more on each side. Muscles are so important for protecting our knees. Try to straighten that knee all the way to and 1. Beautiful. Next one, I'll just take the band off because we don't need it anymore. Go ahead, and now we're going to do a heel raise. So if I turn to the side, you can see what that looks like. Keeping my toes on the ground. I'm lifting my heels up. Like I'm going into high heels. I'm doing a calf raise. So getting some good blood flow. And also strengthening the calf muscles. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch to a toe raise. So I'm keeping my heels on the ground, lifting my toes up. Boop. If you were to have trouble with that for some reason, I'm just showing you what it looks like from the side. But you could, some people have issues getting that full ankle flexion or dorsiflexion there. This is a little trick. So that's a little bit of assisted dorsiflexion. If for some reason there's a muscle weakness issue affecting that, or extensibility and range of motion in the ankle. Okay. So next, we're gonna take that rolled up towel. You could also use the pillow, fold it up in half, or if you have like a Pilates ball or Pilates ring or something. And we're gonna do an isometric hip adduction squeeze. So what that means is we're squeezing the knees into the towel or the pillow. I have it right in between my knees. I'm squeezing my knees together, feeling my inner thigh muscles working. So I'm gonna squeeze and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good, keep squeezing. So it kind of looks like I'm doing nothing. But if you're doing this exercise, if you're squeezing those knees together into the towel or the pillow or the ball, you'll feel your inner thighs muscles working. Release. Squeeze the knees. And you release just a little bit to release the muscle contraction. Try not to release too much or you'll lose your ball or your towel. And release will fall to the ground, which isn't a big deal. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. And again. Make sure you're breathing, squeeze and release, squeeze and release. Last one, let's squeeze and release. Okay, take that rolled up towel, thick towel or rolled up blanket. I'm gonna scoop back on the chair. I'm gonna lift one of my legs up and put the towel underneath that knee at the corner of my chair. Now what I'm doing here is I am bending my heel back towards the chair and I'm squeezing the towel with my calf muscle. What that's doing is isometrically contracting my hamstring. My other foot's on the ground. So if I have to be scooted back, I've kind of rotated a little bit. So it's like you're doing this, but because it's an isometric exercise, we're just barely moving the muscle. We're just getting a little contraction in the back of that thigh muscle by bending the heel back towards the back of the chair, squeezing the calf muscle into the towel or blanket. Hold again and release again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And again, if the chair of your leg is in the way, just move your leg. My heel was starting to hit the chair. And release. 3, 2, 1. Release. Great job. Keep going. Release. You might get some butt muscles kicking in here, which is great if you do. I'm feeling a lot of the back of the thigh mostly. Heel back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do 2 more. And release, and let's squeeze that calf into the towel. Like bending that knee. Good. Now we have to switch sides. I'm gonna scoot forward and then kind of scoot back. It's a little awkward to figure out for a second there. Okay, so I'm getting the towel underneath my other knee. It's at that corner of the chair just about. So the leg is elevated off the ground. I'm bending that knee, bending that heel back, squishing that towel with my calf. Squeeze, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, release. Squeeze, pull it back so it's like you're doing that. Hold on. That motion, okay? But it can be little, just a little bit. 4, 5. Squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Squeeze, 2, 3, 4, 5. Squeeze. And squeeze. And squeeze. And squeeze. 3, 4, 5. 2 more. 4, 5, release. Last one. Squeeze, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, our last one. Go ahead and get to the edge of the chair. I'm going to turn just for demonstration purposes. There's a lot of different levels for this one. If you cannot transfer out of your chair safely without someone with you or whatnot, just do a butt squeeze. Squeeze those cheeks together, hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Like you have a $100 bill between your cheeks, you don't want to let go of it. Okay? If you're not doing that one, you're safe to transfer out of your chair a little bit. We're going to get our feet hip distance apart a little bit behind the knees here. Hinge at the hip so back is straight. You can press up on the armrests if you have armrests on your chair and just do a little butt lift. Put the butt back down, sit up straight. Hinge forward, little tushy lift. So we're getting into those butt muscles and down. Hinge, butt lift, down. Keep doing that if that's a good level for you. Otherwise, if you're like, I can go all the way up, do that. Take the hands away if you're even more advanced. Put your arms in front of you if that's safe for you to do. Last modification, if you're just really a champion here and need a good challenge, is just do some butt taps. So your little squatting situation, okay? I'm gonna go back to that in-between level. Hinge forward, butt lift, butt down, sit up tall. Hinge forward, press up in the armrest if you have those and need assistance.
We're gonna repeat this. Just do the butt squeeze if you are not safe to transfer out of the chair.
Awesome. Now, just do a butt squeeze. Squeeze those cheeks together. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, release. Hinge forward. Little tushy lift. So we're getting into those butt muscles and down. Hinge, butt lift, down. Keep doing that if that's a good level for you. Otherwise, if you're like, I can go all the way up, do that. Take the hands away if you're even more advanced. Put your arms in front of you if that's safe for you to do. Last modification, if you're just really a champion here and need a good challenge, is just do some butt taps. So your little squatting situation, okay? I'm gonna go back to that in-between level. Hinge forward, butt lift, butt down, sit up tall. Hinge forward, press up in the armrests if you have those and need assistance. Let's do 2 more. You're doing fabulous. Awesome. All right, good job. I hope you enjoyed.